Good morning, guys. Sunday is here, and here's another hype video leading up to the Bucs versus the Pats. Just quickly, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I post a new Tom Brady video every day.
Until later in his life, he's like, there's another way to live.
Yeah. The Patriots come into this game. Someone made Graziano, I think it was, on TV this week, said the Patriots didn't expect when this game came around that they would be better than the Bucs, but they expected to be better than they are. They expected to be playing better than they've played. Their only win is against the Jets, which again at this point feels like a bye. And I mean they got beaten in the division by Miami, and then they got handled by New Orleans, and they made the rookie quarterback, the Saints did, look like a rookie quarterback. So do I see a way? Do I see a path to this being a game, Hembo? I guess I do. But I think overwhelmingly the likeliest outcome here is that Brady and the Bucs win and run up the score.
And in terms of you want to hear what, Brady being a gushy guy or what have you, I would present to you him crying in the Brady 6 documentary, remembering the moment where he's walking around the block to try and get out of the house because he's a second-day draft pick, not knowing when he's going to be picked, and seeing his family being upset for him. And this is after he's won championships, plural, and he's beaten all these other guys into the ground. He's won. He's a winner. He's a winner in life, and he's a winner in football. He's still emotional about it because it's his parents involved.
He's got a chance now to go up against the guy who said, you're not good enough for me to include you in the future plans. I think that's real value to him, to Tom Brady, to win this game. Mike, it sets up very well for him. The Patriots aren't very good. Mac Jones is a rookie quarterback. Their defense isn't very good. And it'll be very hospitable for Brady in Foxborough. He's not going to want to wait. He's not playing 8 more years to get back to Foxborough. This is his one shot. And, Mike, I think if he loses this game, it will haunt him. I believe that.
I don't believe that part. I'm with you for a lot of that. I don't know Tom Brady at all, so I don't know what he's thinking. I have no idea sort of what he feels emotionally about a loss versus a win and certain people that he's been involved with. I don't know him. But, Tony, I can look at great players, GOAT-like players in other sports. And as always, I'm going to start with one I do know, Michael Jordan. And that's how he would want to smash the guy that ever tried to keep him at arm's length. He would want to crush that guy. Yeah. Michael brought a guy who replaced him on a high school team or took his spot when they were 15 years old. He brought that guy to the Hall of Fame speech. So I think that what I've heard and read of Brady puts him in that category. Kobe Bryant, the great late Kobe Bryant, was like that. I'm sure there are players like, Emmitt Smith and great players. This is what fuels them. Any slight, real or perceived, they can create it, they can conjure it, and it is the difference between them and some 6-time All-Pro that ain't them.
Bill Belichick said, basically, I can do it without Tom Brady. This is Brady's one shot. The Super Bowl is not as meaningful as the head-to-head situation. I just really think that his teammates as well at Tampa Bay, to thank him for the Super Bowl, are going to know how much he wants this, and they're going to do everything they can to win this particular game. Think so. And people are going to cheer Brady. Look what he did for them. Look, 6 Super Bowls. Come on.
I just think that he's a unique individual from many others. Certainly when you're talking about Jordan or anything like that. I don't know Jordan personally, but just hearing Brady here, that he's a sensitive guy who responds to positivity and a hug.
Yes.
How many guys who will want to stomp your guts out?
I like that.
Professionally.
Yeah, not many.
Would rather, who would love to just a hug. Sometimes I just need a hug, right?
Right.
But the fact that he didn't get them a lot is a theme in his football life. Yeah. As you just heard from, I did not know who Greg Harden is. And I'm a Michigan guy. I've never really heard his name very much.
Never heard that
he referred to him as his counselor at Michigan, who he's spoken to at Michigan, who he went to say he was transferring to Cal, which
hadn't heard that.
Kind of hadn't heard that one before.
Yep, hadn't heard that.
and then he was going to go back home to Berkeley, right, and go play football there because he wasn't getting any reps at Michigan. And the response from his counselor at Michigan, and God bless you, sir, was, you haven't done S here anyway, so go.
And no one's going to care.
Yeah.
If you leave.
Those who stay will be champs, like that's Bo's mantra. And so here he is with Lloyd Carr's era, and it's just like, so go. Laughing at him. Yeah. And then the same guy, he said he spoke to, Wickersham said Brady spoke to in 2003 when his life was beginning to change fame-wise, and he was kind of, jarred by it and upset by it.
Like,
the trappings of fame were now coming on him, and the guy's basically like, you wanted to be one of the best. Like, this is what comes to it. Deal with it. Like, the deal with it aspect of it is something that I think he got used to and responds to very well, which made him the perfect quarterback to be coached by Bill Belichick.
I don't think this is going to be a blowout because I'm sort of counting on Bill Belichick to put together a defensive game plan that he knows will work.
Well, we'll see. I don't know that there is a defensive game plan that works against the Buccaneers if you can't dominate them physically.
And the fact that he's such a kind of a gushy guy with the heart of a champion and the guts and the mentality of a nasty MFer when it comes to trying to beat him at something, that the gushy guy inside, the fact that Wickersham said that they might play a video honoring him in tribute, thus the hug that he's been looking for from the Patriots organization publicly. They may do that either at the outset of the game or when he sets the all-time passing yard mark in the middle of the game, just to mess with Brady's mind. That it would be heartfelt, sure, but also gamesmanship, because it could throw Brady off of his lion-hearted game.
Right. That's so messed up, man.
Oh my gosh. It's Game of Thrones. It's Game of Thrones.
Because they just have too many places to go and they have the exact right guy to go there. Like, Brady is not going to get confused. He's not going to make the big mistake based upon something you do schematically. That's something you do, from a chess standpoint. The Rams were able to beat them because they could bludgeon them, because Aaron Donald is just ridiculous, and they've got Jalen Ramsey to take away just one guy completely on every single play, and then you fill in the blanks. I don't think the Patriots have those guys. There just aren't those guys. There are no other Aaron Donalds out there. So I don't think they have the ability to stop them, and I don't think if you're going to beat the Bucs, you either have to do that or you have to go toe-to-toe with them and get the ball last, like maybe someone like Patrick Mahomes could. I don't think Mac Jones, maybe he'll never be ready to do that. I certainly don't think he's ready to do it this week.
This is him in his pod with Jim Gray and Larry Fitzgerald, called Let's Go, right? That's what it's called?
Let's go.
Okay. This was him because, his dad, Tom Sr.,
yes,
really brought it locally on the radio last week.
Yep.
And, put out there a lot of the internal hard feelings and bad blood that's in advance of this Sunday night reunion that Brady kind of doesn't want put out there, as Tom Curran pointed out. Like, just keep it under the radar, let the final score take care of all of that. So Tom Sr. said this stuff, and this was Brady responding to Tom Sr.'s comments.
Comments made by Thomas Edward Brady, a 77-year-old insurance company CEO who should know better at this point in his life, doesn't necessarily reflect the views or positions held by his son, Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. So furthermore, should Tom Sr. continue to speak out on behalf of his son without the express written consent, Tom Jr. reserves the right to eventually put him in a home against his will. That's all I have to say.
I mean...
Then he also said, though, is that his father's he's a loving father. That he's a loving man, and that's what he loves about his dad, and that's what he understands. Like, I understand, like, everybody's going to mess with my kids, they're going to hear from me. I remember my father, may he rest in peace, like, oh my gosh, like, if you slighted me or my mother or,
right,
my brother, but he would say something, and it would be sometimes a little awkward. when he would say something right then and there. And Brady talking about the love of his father and his father's love for him. You know, I know that's kind of what did fuel Michael Jordan as well, but I mean, this is a unique unicorn 7-time champion who's coming to stomp your guts out, but also wants a hug. And the fact that he didn't really get the hugs is the reason why he's coming back as a Buccaneer, I think. And that's why Wickersham's called his book, It's Better to Be Feared, because Belichick thinks that.
Yeah.
And Belichick thinks it's better to be feared, and I think Brady thinks it's better to be loved.
What did you make of Seth saying he thinks they're going to hug pregame?
Yeah, because it's still 20 years, man. It's
Don't
still
you think
20
they're both going to still
years.
be locked into win mode? Like they're not going to take a moment?
You watch stuff before the games. Everyone goes up to say hi to everybody. There's an opportunity.
I know.
There's an opportunity.
I was surprised about that, though.
That's it for this video. I post a new Tom Brady video every day, so please like and subscribe. That way you'll always have a new Tom Brady video to watch every single day. Thanks for watching.